my brother came up to me and he said, Archit Bhaiya, this is how you look like. You take an elephant and you eat it chunk by chunk, you will in one day eat that elephant. Someone had told me कि जब तक तुम अपने आप को ये नहीं पूछोगे ना ये मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ, तब तक तुमने वो लिमिट नहीं क्रॉस किया. तो उस दिन मैंने अपने आप को पूछा था कि Archit, why are you doing this to yourself? I was coming to Sukna Lake to swim. I was scared out of my mind. I heard people telling me there were crocodiles in the lake. So there was a video made by Tuffman which showed that people are going in the Sukna Lake and swimming and they're very happy. मतलब उससे मुझे थोड़ी जान में जाना ही. I wanted to have a goal that scares me. I will have nightmares or dreams in the morning that, oh no, my God, what am I going to do? Of that finish was so good, so exhilarating, so lovely that I could not describe it in words. सारे दिन ये इवेंट किया है, उसके बाद मेरी गाड़ी फंस गई थी कीचड़ में.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the viewers and audience who have joined us from various parts of the world. Today, we have with us someone who has already completed an Ironman 70.3. Not just Ironman, he is also a Tuffman. Not just a Tuffman, he has made his mark in the running fraternity and also in the food industry. He is the director of PPI Private Limited, who owns the brand P-Mark, which is very famous for chakki atta and mustard oil. And we are not done yet. He is also the chairperson of Confederation of Indian Industry, Jammu and Kashmir. We welcome Tuffman Archit Puri and a very warm welcome. Archit, how are you today?
Very well, Shivam. Thank you for having me at your show.
So, Archit, in your introduction, we not just had 1 point, but we had 4 different aspects to cover: a Tuffman, an Ironman, a director, a chairperson. So let's start with the oldest part, the P-Mark. Can you just tell us more about P-Mark? I'm sure many of us in the North India have heard a lot about P-Mark.
P-Mark, I'm the 4th generation entrepreneur in my family, and we've been, P-Mark has been there since 1933, and we've just finished our we're on the 90th year rather of our, inception. And P-Mark has been part of everyone's lives in North India. We started off with wheat flour and mustard oil, and today if you come to Kashmir and if you've had the sumptuous Kashmiri meals, they're predominantly made with mustard oil, and I'm sure you've tasted our product. And we started off with flour, and Kashmir has this great Kashmir has this amazing bakery, and if someone is born, there is a bakery. Someone dies, there is a bakery. Then when you have कि खुशी का टाइम हो, कुछ तब उसकी अलग से बेकरी होती है. So every aspect of Kashmir has its own essence of bakery, and to cater to that taste of your mother's cooking or your dadima's cooking that you love, we've always made sure that we give you the best product. So North India, our product is available. Apart from that, P-Mark has now come with more products, but as this is more of a sports forum, I will not get into that. But I can tell you that because of that, food is one of my great passions. I love food, so I'm passionate about food. And I'm passionate about food, and I love talking and eating good food.
Certainly. And when you talk about Ironman and Tuffman, nutrition plays a very important role, and you have been working in the industry for a very long time. You have a huge experience. So what do you infer that how does nutrition contribute to all the runners and all the potential or upcoming runners?
So let me tell you, start from the fact that actually I was not a very fit person. I was an extremely unfit person, as you might call, a couch potato, and I used to only, and during COVID times, and as a lot of stress with everyone in life, when you grow up, when you get married, when you have a lot of work pressure, you need to you want to prove something to your parents, that you're also there, and you're making a name for yourself in the industry, and so you have to go out, take out clients out for client meetings. You have to make sure that you're working hard and partying harder to ensure that you're making the best friends. And so you have to keep up with the time. So I was keeping up so much that I had got really fat. And then COVID hit. And when COVID hit, I was my brother came up to me and he said, Archit Bhaiya, this is how you look like. He took a photo of me and he showed me. He said, listen, Archit Bhaiya, this is how you're looking. This is extremely unfit. You don't look fine. I've always seen you as a fit person, someone who I look up to for being slim, and this is not you. Please do something about yourself. And when I looked at myself, I had touched century. I was extremely unfit. um, and I looked at myself, and that photo really changed my perception. And I said, अच्छा इसके बारे में कुछ करना पड़ेगा. So normally क्या होता है, you get into fitness and you want to set up a
Yes.
goal, like, oh, कुछ करना चाहिए. And कोविड के टाइम या तो तुम शराबी बन रहे थे, या तो तुम मॉन्क बन रहे थे, या तो तुम क्या बोलते हैं
Cook.
उसे, सन्यासी बन रहे थे. तो ऐसे मतलब you were cook बन रहे थे. And I tried all. So I made momos at home. I made cakes with my wife. I made cakes at home. I obviously I didn't get into alcohol. I'm completely averse of alcohol, but I certainly went monk mode also. And I went for Vipassana, which is a 10-day silent retreat, which is amazing. I must recommend it to people. But one thing that really I thought, what I because my brother had told me that I should get fit, I said, नहीं यार, weight lose नहीं करना, because weight lose करना कोई अच्छा goal नहीं है. Like, let's do something interesting. Let's do marathons. I don't know, मेरे मन में आया है कि marathon करते हैं. Marathon sounds fun.
So Archit, were you into sports in your school days? क्योंकि एकदम से ऐसे मैराथन का ख्याल आना, मतलब आपने 800
Yes.
मीटर किया हो या 1600 मीटर किया हो स्कूल टाइम में, then it can strike off. बट रनिंग से स्टार्ट करके सीधा मैराथन पे जंप करना वो थोड़ा सा
नहीं. सो क्या हुआ कि जब कोविड टाइम आया, तो ऐसे लगा था कि जी लो अपनी जिंदगी, कल हो ना हो. यू डोंट नो, लाइक कि आपको नहीं पता कि दिस वायरस विल टेक ओवर द वर्ल्ड एंड मेक यू डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोना हैपन, right? Like, it, like, fear, they say that the biggest motivator in your life
fear.
is fear. Like, fear, and till you is fear. So it's a great motivator.
Absolutely.
So I feared that a lot of my friends had got really sick, and because of my unhealthy lifestyle, I was also feeling scared. What the hell is going to happen to me? So I said, जो अपनी जिंदगी में whatever the best you can do in life, now just do it. Like, why not? ऐसा करना चाहिए. So I did everything that everyone thought has changed their lives. So I asked someone, I used to ask someone, like, what is it, that one thing that you did that changed your life? Someone said, we used to read books. So I started reading books. Someone said, I like to, meditate. I started meditating. Someone said, do Vipassana. I started doing Vipassana. Someone said, marathon has changed my life. And that really clicked with me, because I was a sportsman. You're right. I was a sportsman in school. I did 400 meters, 200 meters, 800, and 1600 meters relay, and relay races, which were very small compared to marathons. They were just basic sprints. But and and everyone was like, wow, running this much was a great thing for us in athletics. So anyways, I did basketball and stuff, but never really got into endurance sports. But anyways, someone told me that marathons are something that really shows that you have grit, you have discipline in life. And someone told me it's very good for business also. So I asked, why? He said, listen, no, I started reading about it, and when I talked to my friends, this is what made sense to me. So why marathons are 26.2 miles, because the distance between marathon and Athens is 26.2. And the guy, when they were Greeks were fighting a war with Persians, and when they won the war, the message was sent by their messenger to Athens, to to the capital, and that guy ran 26.2 kilometers and he died. Okay,
26.2 miles.
miles, and he died. He collapsed.
Oh,
Obviously, he was a messenger, so he was constantly running. But
yeah, yeah.
he died, and to commemorate his death, that that 20, he ran
Hmm.
26.2 miles. Everyone runs a marathon, so in a way it's kind of mean. देखो हम तो भाग लिए, तुम मर गए, but चलो,
And
to
we did not
commemorate
even
this.
die.
Yeah, we did not even die, but to commemorate this, the feeling that 26.2 miles, that is why marathons are run.
Correct.
And also, the other thing which a lot of, like, what made sense to me is in business. Whenever you start anything in life, not in business, in life in general, when you start something, there'll
Hmm.
be people who will be saying, क्यों कर रहे हो, ये नहीं होगा, तुम पागल हो गए हो. Like when you start running, or when you start cycling or any kind of sport, uh, people will be like, तू पागल हो गया है. When I started running for 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, I didn't have my friends who were running more than maybe like going for a general walk or maybe doing gym or something. When I used to tell them that I'm running or I'm cycling 30 kilometers, they would be like, huh, why are you doing that in life? So when you don't have people who motivate you, or who are doing the same things, and if you've set a goal for yourself, there'll always be people telling you that it's not going to happen. There's always going to be,
Certainly.
जब आप बाहर भागने जाते हैं, yeah, when you're going out for
Hmm.
cycling, there'll be days when you'll be not feeling like going out and doing this. And there'll be bad days. There'll be days when you've been you've had a maybe had a fight with your friend or your wife, or you're having a bad day, hair day. I don't know, anything can happen. And similarly in business and in life, there'll be good days, there'll be bad days. So the point is that you have to consistently keep doing it. And
But
this is
that's
something.
where the discipline comes in. Be it
Yes.
your running, be it your business, be it your life, you need to be disciplined to carry it out every day, no matter what it takes.
So I took not just marathon, but I wanted to take up a challenge to change my life, because a challenge that you can take up,
Hmm.
and it's the same thing that it teaches you life lessons, not only for your business but for your life in general. That if you have a goal that scares you, and you can teach your mind that you can get to that goal if you can keep consistently working at it, and you take an elephant and you eat it chunk by chunk, you will in one day eat that elephant. So that is what I wanted to do with my fitness goal. That I
Hmm.
was not going to say I was my fitness goal was not get fit, or fit, because there's no definition of it, or maybe not getting thin, because there's no definition of it. I wanted to have a goal that scares me, that I will have nightmares or dreams in the morning, that, my god, what am I going to do? And not only that, I told everyone around me that, this is my goal. I want to become an Iron Man. I want to become a tough man. Okay. And I told everyone about it, and this is how I wanted to keep accountability to myself, that, because अगर मैंने बोल दिया है, 10 लोगों को बोला, 20 लोगों को बोला, 30 लोगों को बोला, और उसके बाद मैं नहीं किया, तो मेरी क्या बेइज्जती होगी कि अगर मैंने नहीं किया और मैंने सारी दुनिया को सुना दिया कि अरे यार, ये तो बेवकूफ बना रहा था हमारे को लड़का. एनीवे, सो आई
ये
टोल्ड
तो काफी
एवरीवन आई वांट.
प्रोमिनेंट होता है फ्रेंड्स में.
यस.
आप जब एक दिन जिम करने जाते हो, यार तेरे भाई ने जिम लगा लिया, तू देख अब 1 महीना, बस
हाँ,
उसके 2 दिन बाद कोई
एग्जैक्टली.
नहीं जाता.
So in marathon training, it's not that, or any in Ironman training, you cannot one day get up from your bed and say, आज मैं आयरन मैन कर लेता हूँ, आज मैं इतने किलोमीटर स्विम
Hmm.
करूंगा, इतने किलोमीटर साइकिलिंग करूंगा, इतने किलोमीटर रनिंग
Nice.
करूंगा. So it's not something that you can just get up one day and say. You have to put in the hours. There is no easy way out to do a tough man or an Iron Man. So that is the reason
Absolutely not.
I chose to do Iron Man and Tuffman, because there is no easy way out, and that was the goal that scared me. Because doing 2 kilometers swimming, 90 kilometers cycling, and for 21-kilometer running is not a goal a normal person keeps. It is a scary goal.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So that is what. And coming to your original question, which was nutrition. So yes, when I started my journey, I did not know anything about nutrition. As in, I knew
Hmm.
that you need to have protein, you need to have carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates to keep
Carbohydrate.
yourself fit. How do you lose weight? But losing weight is different from nutrition you need to take for sports. So running and cycling are the only two sports in the world which I know of that you can eat while you are doing them, which I think is very
Yeah.
interesting. And so when you're running, if you're doing an ultra marathon, or you're doing you're running or you're cycling, you need to make sure that you have enough carbohydrates. And I didn't even know about heart rate training. So if you're on zone 2 or
The
zone
HR
1,
rate, everybody keeps a track of it. I should not reach beyond this level. What is my current level? I should step down a bit.
yes. So even if you're, some people ask, now that I've done a lot of research, people ask me, so I'm on zone 2 and zone 1. That's basically a fat burning zone. I don't need to take any carbohydrates. I said, yeah, great, but you will face a lot of problem because there is no engine in the world which is super efficient, and you are like an engine. And if you, even though fat burning zones are zone 1 and zone 2, you will still be losing a lot of
Hmm.
carbohydrates. So because your body is not a perfect engine, so you need to take those your nutritional bars or your nutritional gels. I prefer taking nutritional gels because when you're running, chewing while you're running or cycling is kind of difficult. So I prefer to doing gels. These carbohydrate dense solution you can put in your bottle in while you're cycling, or you can just take a few gels uh, every half an hour. Okay, so people who don't like, people who are very natural, they can even have bananas. They are very healthy, and after every
Hmm.
half an hour, if you have depending on your body weight, but I think one rule of thumb is that if you have something every half an hour, you are fine.
Any rule of thumb on the hydration front, that if you are running for like 2 hours or 3 hours, what is the hydration points or breaks that one needs to have?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you feel thirsty when you're running, that means you've not had, or when you feel thirsty when you're cycling, that means you've not had the right amount of hydration.
Hmm.
You should not feel the need to drink. You should not feel thirsty. That means you've waited too long to refuel yourself. If you're doing a 1 hour workout, like for Ironman or for Tuffman, you would have to do multiple hours of workouts. So some days are easy. So if you do like 1 hour workout,
Hmm.
then you don't need to have. You can just get off with just water. But if you are doing a longer workout, you will need to have electrolytes along with your water. If either you can use the tablets that are very tasty, or you can use the simple, just put some lemon, नींबू लीजिए, उसके अंदर salt डालिए, and you will you're fine for the electrolytes that you need. And there's no need to go for an unnatural sources if you don't want to go. But yeah, this is also good. So anything beyond 1 hour, you will need to have electrolytes in your workout schedule, and drink every 15 to 20, depending on the sun as well. But don't wait till you feel thirsty. Keep drinking a little bit throughout your workout.
So, also when you mentioned that you want goals that are scary for you want goals that appear too big, and people, when they criticize, you would not want to face that. You started off with 10 kilometers, you started off with half marathons. What was the point that triggered you to go on to a triathlon?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So I was trying to find marathons, and unfortunately, during COVID time, there were no marathons. There were no nothing else happening. Then I found this thing called Hodor. Hodor. I think it's called 100 days of running. It's great for people who want to start their fitness journey. I think Tuffman company, they should also start something like this for their fans. But so 100 days of running makes you get a medal if you ensure that you do 100 days of running. But obviously people can't do 100 days, so you can do minimum. You have to do about 45 days, I think. If you keep consistently at it, you get a medal, and it's for yourself. And when I started my fitness journey, trust me, I my stamina was zero. I was a party. I used to go sleep at 4 a.m. in the morning. So I was the kind of person who used to go sleep at 4 a.m. in the morning, and today I get up
And now
at
you
4
wake
a.m.
up at 4 a.m. for your training.
Yeah, so it's complete for 180 transition. But yeah, so anyway, so I started off with just doing yoga. That was, I was like, मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा, योगा करते हैं. योगा को मैंने 1-2 महीने किया. उसके बाद I got on to Hodor, and 100 days of running. I started with, and 100 days में ये रूल है कि आपको एटलीस्ट 2 किलोमीटर करना है. तो मैं आपको ट्रस्ट में, मेरा वो
Daily.
2 किलोमीटर मतलब डेली कर रहा है, और वो 2 किलोमीटर में ही जान निकल जाती थी. उसमें 1 किलोमीटर आधा किलोमीटर भागता था, आधा किलोमीटर चलता था, आधा किलोमीटर भागता था, आधा किलोमीटर चलता था. तो वो मेरी रनिंग हो जाती थी. ठीक है. दैट स्टार्टेड ऑफ, दैट वाज द क्या कहते हैं, बैड कंडीशन ऑफ माय फिटनेस वाज एट दैट मोमेंट ऑफ टाइम. तो मैंने वो स्टार्ट किया. फिर किसी ने मुझे कहा, कोविड में ना आप हर बंदा ना साइक्लिस्ट बन गया था. इतने साइकिल आ गए थे कि पूरे वर्ल्ड में साइकिल्स की शॉर्टेज हो गई थी. मतलब इट वाज अ क्रेज. तो मैंने भी बैंड वैगन में चले गया. मैंने बोला यार मैं भी चलता हूँ साइकिल. तो मेरे को किसी ने कहा कि मेरे ना
मुझे भी चाहिए, मैं भी लेके आऊंगा.
मुझे भी चाहिए, मैं भी लेके आऊंगा. तो मैं तो आई आई मुझे फोमो, मेजर फोमो हो रहा था. तो मैं फोमो के चक्कर में मैं साइकिल लेने चले गया. हमारे यहाँ पे मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स हैं जो ऑलरेडी साइकिलिंग कर रहे थे उससे पहले. तो आई आस्क्ड देम, दे सजेस्टेड मी विच साइकिल टू बाय एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. सो आई गॉट ऑन टू द आई गॉट ऑन टू द वैगन. आई बॉट द साइकिल. मेरे फ्रेंड्स को जब पता चला मैं साइकिलिंग पे जा रहा हूँ, तो मेरा एक फ्रेंड है सावन. सो he was going cycling. तो he said, भैया आप मेरे साथ सुबह 5 बजे आ जाना, तो पहले हम चलेंगे साइकिलिंग. तो पहले ना उसने मुझे बोल तो दिया, मैंने हाँ भी बोल दिया. तो कुछ लोग ना ऐसे बोल देते हैं, पर उनको लगता है कि कौन सुबह उठेगा 5 बजे. पर उसको पता नहीं था कि मैं ऑलरेडी 4 बजे उठना शुरू हो गया. तो मैंने उसको बोला नहीं कोई बात नहीं, 5 o'clock is easy for me, no problem. मैं तो 4 बजे उठता हूँ. तो I asked, so he called me in the night, getting very worried कि यार इसने तो मुझे ना करी नहीं है, तो कल आ रहा है मेरे साथ. मैंने बोला हाँ मैं आ रहा हूँ यार. तो he said अच्छा ठीक है भैया, आपको जहां तक मेरे साथ आओगे ना आप आ जाना, उसके बाद बुरा नहीं मानना. मैंने बोला क्यों बुरा नहीं मानना, मतलब मैं तेरे साथ साइकिलिंग कर रहा हूँ यार, बस नो टेंशन. So there were about a group of 5-6 people. You normally go in groups. Okay, so I was with him. He was very nice of him to stay with me for about half an hour, and then he said भैया मेरा और आपका साथ ना इतना तक ही था, हम आगे 30 किलोमीटर तक जाने वाले हैं. तो आप ना जहां पे आपको लगेगा ना मन करेगा आप मोड़ लेना वापस. ठीक है. तो और मुझे लेकिन फोन कर देना.
क्योंकि ये भी होता है ना, अगर आप 10 किलोमीटर कर रहे हो तो आपको 10 किलोमीटर वापस भी करना है घर आने के लिए. आप कैब करके नहीं आ सकते.
ये एग्जैक्टली. सो एनीवे I said ये तो क्या है, स्पीड तो जितनी नॉर्मल स्पीड होती है उतना ही चलाएगा वो. आफ्टर दैट आई डिड नॉट सी हिम. ही वाज सो फास्ट, he just zoomed past me and I was like wow. मतलब ये तो वाकई में मैं से मजाक नहीं कर रहा था, ये तो सच बोल रहा था कि ये तो गायब हो जाएगा. तो anyway, getting to the point that that was one day, and today I cycle with these guys at exuberant speeds. We sometimes go faster than scooters and motorcycles, and we are traveling at about 27 to 32 kilometers per hour, and that's considered quite fast in cycling speed. And today I can talk about cycling for hours with my friends, and I've made great friends in cycling.
You not only can talk about cycling for hours, you can certainly cycle for hours, because in the last run that you
Yes,
had, your total time was 7 hours, 49 minutes and 49 seconds, out of which 3 hours, 26 minutes and 10 seconds were only cycling. And in the
Oh
entire
wow.
triathlon, Tuffman Archit Puri took the fifth position.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, that is actually I had forgotten about. I thought I did not take a ranking, but thank you for enlightening me. So the thing is that so there's a friend of mine who has done who was doing Ironman, and he was planning to do Tuffman before his Ironman go up. So I said, okay, great. This is something that this is a scary goal. I like this goal. I don't know why I was attracted towards the fact that if you why do just one sport when you can do three? You know, when why have one scary goal when you can have three of them
Not just
together?
one goal, I want three goals.
Yeah, I want goal scary three goal into one kind of goal. Let's not have one goal. Let's have three challenges.
Hmm.
And Tuffman gave me that opportunity because see, Ironman is very it's obviously well known across the globe, but not very well known in India. And it's not it's an upcoming sport now. And Ironman
Hmm.
was only doing Goa, and it's unfortunately for North Indians. We don't have the opportunity of doing open water swimming. I did not know how to swim, so I'll tell you
Hmm.
something very interesting. So I used to go to a club, and that वहाँ का जो guard होता था, he was made into a swimming coach instructor, and he taught me how to swim. To तैरना आता था मुझे. Like I just knew how to just float on water,
Uh,
and just to save myself, I would be
uh,
able to just float. The other thing was that in COVID time, all the pools were closed. So when Tuffman 113 came, I did not know how to swim, and I was really scared. And I'll tell you another crazy thing. I came second in my school in swimming backstroke because there were only two people, and I still came second. So, मतलब,
Second is a good rank. We're not talking about the number of people. Second is a very good rank.
no, but because only two people knew how to, just went and said कि हमें backstroke आती है. It's a joke.
We are
मतलब
not
मेरे को नहीं
mentioning
आती
that.
थी. But when I went to I started seeing कि मेरे को स्विमिंग कहीं ना कहीं से सीखनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि सुखना लेक में अगर स्विमिंग करनी है तो स्विमिंग आनी
Hmm.
चाहिए, और यहाँ पे एक कट ऑफ पीरियड है ना. तो आपका शायद 1 hour 10 minutes का कट ऑफ पीरियड था, एंड जो कि हर
आपका 1 hour
स्विमिंग
5 minutes था.
and that time I
आपका time.
was dead scared. Yeah, exactly, because I was dead scared that I would not be able to finish on time because मुझे swimming आती नहीं है. तो I was very fortunate
हाँ.
that I went and requested one of the police people. I requested कि आप प्लीज मैं ऐसे ही मिला किसी पुलिस वाले से, और उनको उनको कहा कि सर आपको पता है
Hmm.
मेरे को आयरन मैन करनी है, तो इसको कैसे किया जा सकता है. And he was very enthusiastic. Actually, he wanted to do Ironman also, and I've realized that people in the army and in the police are very enthusiastic about these kind of sports, and they're very fit people. And so
And
he said, "Sir, Archit, you come and swim with the commandos. I will make sure that you learn how to swim." So I said, okay, wow, yaar, I'm such a lucky person. तो कहते हैं ना कि if you really want something in life, तो life gives it to you. You just need to open
where there's
your
a
eyes.
will, there
So
is a way.
way, yeah. So I learned swimming with the coach there, and he was a national level coach. In 1 month, I learned how to swim. And when I was coming to Sukna Lake to swim, I uh, was scared out of my mind. Matlab, it was one of the most
Hmm.
scariest things that I could have done for myself, because you know कभी भी ओपन वाटर में स्विम नहीं किया था. एंड आई टेल यू व्हाट, आई शिवम, आई विल टेल यू दैट there was not a single person who said don't go to Sukna Lake to swim. No one was happy about Sukna Lake to swim. One, I heard people telling me that there are crocodiles. ठीक है. I
Crocodiles,
have heard.
crocodiles in the lake.
Yeah, yeah. I heard, I heard people telling me there were crocodiles in the lake. I heard people say that I will get typhoid. Please get typhoid injections done. I heard people telling me that you don't know वहाँ पे क्या है, कुछ पता नहीं है, बहुत हवा मचा के रख दिया. I was people scared me left right center. ठीक है, ऊपर से ना मुझे स्विमिंग करनी आती.
But were there any
ठीक है,
crocodiles? Did you meet any?
I will tell you. So मुझे ना स्विमिंग करनी आती और लोगों ने इतना डरा डरा के ना मुझे परेशान कर दिया था. Lot of people. And there was a video made by Tuffman. Was very so Tuffman was very a good thing about Tuffman was that they were very responsive when about these fears for people.
Hmm.
So there was a video made by Tuffman which showed that people are going in the Sukna Lake and swimming and they're very happy. Okay.
Hmm.
And I was मतलब उससे मुझे थोड़ी जान में जान आई. Plus I called one of my doctor friends. He is a very knowledgeable person. He stayed in Punjab, and Chandigarh was one of his alma mater. So he learned, he knew the city very
Hmm.
well. And I called him and I said, "यार doctor, I am really scared. क्या मुझे कुछ हो जाएगा अगर मैं वहां चले जाऊंगा? क्योंकि मेरे घर वालों ने तो बोल दिया है कि कोई जरूरत नहीं है ये सब चीजें करने के लिए, तू पता नहीं पागल हो गया, ये गोल गोल क्या करते रहता है, कुछ और गोल रख लेना यार, ये क्या गोल रखना है." तो आई सेड नहीं, मुझे देखो आज मैंने अगर ठान लिया है तो फिर मैं करना चाहता हूँ, एंड आई वुड लाइक टू प्रूव टू माई सेल्फ दैट आई कैन डू इट. So I want to know what is your opinion, what is your professional opinion on going and doing swimming in Sukna Lake. He said, Archit, I think Sukna Lake is a safe place to go, and nothing is going to happen to you. And that, including your video of people going and swimming in the lake, gave me solace. Ki bhai nahi, there is no problem in the lake. The lake is perfectly fine, and everything is going to be, everything's going to be all right. So कहते हैं ना, all is well, all is well. तो फिर मेरे को लगा कि यार नहीं हो
All is
जाएगा.
well.
And yes, and I learned swimming, and the moment I touched 2 kilometers in the swimming pool, then the next day I was supposed to reach Sukna Lake for trial run. So one of the best things that Tuffman did was they arranged one day before.
Trial
Actually,
run.
let me start from the beginning. Like this was my first official event before my for my Ironman in Goa, and this इससे अच्छा इवेंट नहीं हो सकता था मुझे प्रिपेयर करने के लिए, और इससे अच्छा इवेंट ही नहीं हो सकता था जिसके लिए इसके लिए प्रिपरेशन भी हो रही है. यू कैन डू दिस इवेंट. And when I came to Chandigarh, one, it is highly accessible for people like me who are living in Jammu. So I'm currently in Jammu, and Jammu se you can drive down to Chandigarh. So getting my
Now we are
cycle.
entering the detailed version of your side of what Tuffman Triathlon was. When did you come? What all did you see? What all was the experience? So we're getting into a detailed, elaborative version of yours. Sure, please continue.
Yeah,
It will be
exactly.
interesting.
So I got on. So मेरे को क्या था कि if you want to take your cycle is like your car. It's part of extension of your hand. Okay, like it's part of your body. So you don't want to use any other
Correct.
cycle when you go to the event. So when you went to get to Chandigarh was very easy for people in the North India, because either you can take a train or you can go drive down. I chose to drive down to Chandigarh. I took my cycle along, and I went there, and they had, the Tuffman people had, very good arrangement on the first day. You got in, I saw so many like-minded people. I made so many friends there, and I'm not kidding. A lot of people who were there, I met them for Ironman Go also later. And anyway, so it was their first events, for their first experience of open water swim. So obviously, it was this very special occasion for me, because my first event where I was doing a triathlon. And when I got into the building, I saw so many people with cycles. I did not know people cycled so much in life. I thought I was the only crazy. Me and my friends were the only crazy ones. So we went inside the building. We went. पहले तो लिफ्ट में गए ऊपर ऐसे ना अंदर डाल के साइकिल को ऊपर करके. I didn't even know people would do that. ठीक है, हम गए ऊपर. वहाँ पे आप लोगों ने ना एक साइकिल साइकिल के लिए ना वो कुणाल को रखा हुआ था. कुणाल इज द साइक्लोफिट गुड़गांव का बंदा है. ही इज वेरी नाइस गाय. ही तो आई he was I met him there on your event, but I have made friends with him subsequently, and I have bought so much. I've recently now bought a new cycle from him as well, and he's a very nice guy. So I was पहले तो मैं मुझे ये भी नहीं पता था कि मेरी साइकिल का क्या होगा. सो आई वेंट देयर, उससे मैंने बाइक सर्विस करवाई. I had a cycle with me which I was it was a new that time also. It was a new cycle, and मैंने उसको बोला कि मेरे को ये
So
प्रॉब्लम आ
the
रही
new
है
cycle that you
shifting
have
में.
bought is traveling international this time?
Yes, it is going to travel international this time. And
Kazakhstan.
that is Kazakhstan. Yes, I will be getting to that later. But so anyways, we Kunal se karai, and then हम अंदर गए, and you guys had a very good stall arrangement. We picked up our bags. What was interesting was that Tuffman had a lot of thought into had gone into this, because Tuffman gave a bag which was an actual dry bag. And I'm not kidding, that dry bag was better than the dry bag, the Ironman dry bag people had given. I mean, it was interesting. Like, now that I've done both, so I'm giving you a comparison also, that the Tuffman dry
A
bag is
comparison between the
actually
two.
very practical. Yeah, it is a very practical bag. So for people like people who do triathlons, it would be very interesting to note that there is a separate section for different kind of gears, because in triathlon you have to have
Multiple gears you have to carry along.
multiple gears. So because see you have two transitions. You have T1 and T2, and when you start doing when you swim, you're starting with your first gear. When you finish your swim, you go and you do a transition to do your cycling. So you can't do the cycling without in the same clothes, or maybe in the same attire that you started off with in swimming. So obviously now I have a tri suit, but initially I did not have so much equipment. So you need to change your equipment. You need to go do your cycle, get on, take the nutrition that you want in your first transition, and then wear your shoes, socks, maybe have some powder, have a towel. So all that is there on transition one. And then when you finish your transition and you get on to your transition two, which is your running, you have your shoes, maybe have some Vaseline for your sore legs, or maybe have some iodex, or maybe have some more salt capsules, more nutrition during your run side. And I'll tell you another thing that Tuffman had, which was better than Ironman. Tuffman had a Tuffman bag. Okay, Tuffman bag, which was a different transition. You had to keep in a different bag. So that is not provided to you by Ironman in your 70.3, but Tuffman provided that bag. It was such a hassle-free arrangement, because if I had to keep everything, like the Ironman people said, just keep everything on the floor, on the mat. And if it was my first event, I would have been let's say it would have been challenging. Whereas Tuffman made sure that you had different transition bags at different points. I'm sure outside Ironman people do that. I'm talking about 70.3 Goa. No offense to them also. I'm just telling out certain better things that are there in Tuffman. So that was there. And so that they provided those in the during the first day, and then there was a briefing on the first day. And in that briefing, it was my first briefing. I'd never done a triathlon before, and but Tuffman, you guys explained it very well. I was super scared of the swim, because I already told you that swimming was not my forte. I did not know how to swim. It was not first event. मुझे swimming ही नहीं आती थी. एंड मुझे ये डर था कि मैं साइकिलिंग और रनिंग तो कर लूंगा, पर मैं स्विमिंग में रह ना जाऊं. एंड इट वाज
बट फर्स्ट स्टेज ही स्विमिंग है, वो तो करनी पड़ती.
हाँ, वो तो करनी पड़ेगी. सो पर टफमैन ने क्या किया कि उन्होंने ना एक एक open water swim session रखा. So I will recommend everyone who's listening to my to our podcast conversation that whoever is going for Tuffman should definitely come and do the trial session one day before the event, because you will be comfortable with the open water swim. Because जब मैं अंदर गया
Conditions,
स्विमिंग करने के लिए,
aware of the
कंडीशन, हाँ
routes.
मतलब
Hmm.
अवेयर ऑफ द राउट्स, ओके, राउट्स और वो सब चीजें भी ठीक है. अगर आप पानी में नहीं गए हो एक दिन पहले, क्योंकि आप ओपन वाटर आपने कभी जिंदगी में किया नहीं है, इफ यू आर फॉर्चुनेट इनफ टू नॉट बीइंग योर फर्स्ट इवेंट, फाइन, मे बी यू स्टिल मोर कॉन्फिडेंट, आई वुड स्टिल रेकमेंड दैट यू शुड गो एंड गेट इनटू द वाटर. क्योंकि अगर आप पानी के अंदर नहीं जा रहे हैं तो आपको नहीं पता कि आप नेक्स्ट डे क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, और आपको ये नहीं पता राउट्स क्या हैं. और जब भी आपको ओपन वाटर जाना होता है तो यू कैन नॉट डिपेंड ऑन द स्विम लाइक हाउ यूज्ड टू स्विम इन द स्विमिंग पूल. स्विमिंग पूल में आपको सीधा जाना है, सीधा वापस आना है. यहाँ पे आपको सीधा जाना, सीधा वापस नहीं आना है. यू हैव टू टेक लूप्स, देयर विल बी buoyants,
You have
and जब
diversions,
पहली
you
बार
have
मैं
certain points to turn around.
you have certain points to turn around, which is definitely very problematic if you are a first time swimmer and you've not done open water before, or you've not done these kind of events before, because there is something called sighting. You have to do something called sighting when you're doing
Correct.
these events. One, because open water में क्या होता है कि जब आप open water में swim करते हैं, so you are being drifted by water waves. एंड चलो फॉर्चुनेटली बीच नहीं है, बीचेस में तो और भी ज्यादा ड्रिफ्टिंग होती है, बिकॉज वेव्स तो बहुत ज्यादा अनप्रिडिक्टेबल होती है. वी आर लकी दैट चंडीगढ़ हैज अ लेक एंड इट इज अ स्टिल लेक, so there are no waves, but still, even if those waves are still, you still get drifted. And in the swimming pool you can see where the water is going, because it's a transparent water, so you know where you're going. तो यहाँ पे तुम्हें ना क्या करना होता है, when you're swimming, आपको ऊपर आपको एक बेसिकली एक फिक्स्ड पॉइंट आगे रखना पड़ता है, उसके ऊपर फिर देख के आपको देखना पड़ता है वेयर आर यू कंपेयर टू दैट फिक्स्ड पॉइंट. And you have to practice sighting in the swimming pool. If you've not done it, at least do it on the day or one day before the event. You should know कि तुमने क्या, where would you like to sight yourself. Yeah. And when I did that one day before, I remember the adrenaline rush in my body was so high. I had to do a couple of rounds. Tuffman we were fortunate enough, and Tuffman P team was very nice, that they said कि नहीं, आप जाओ अंदर पानी में कूदो और जितना मन भर के स्विमिंग करो जब तक तुम कंफर्टेबल नहीं हो जाते. तो हमने मन भर के स्विमिंग की, बहुत मन भर के स्विमिंग की,
pre-event experience
बिल्कुल
कर लो, so that you know what is coming for tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. And I remember, I'll tell you another thing. There was a guy I know, his name is Raghav Anand. He was there also in the event. He is so fast. He is younger than me, like he's very young, and he's a lawyer. I remember him in the event because he ran past me in running. And I remember him telling me later on in the event when we finished that he got disqualified in the swim, but he runs really fast, he cycled really fast, so he covered up the time that he lost in the swim and in everything, but he did not finish because he was scared of the water, because he had never done open water swim before. So guys who are really fit, even if they feel that they're confident enough, I would still recommend, because Raghav is a nice guy. I really he's really fit, and now we talk, sometimes we talk and he tells me also like he's doing a lot of swimming, but because he did not do the open water swim one day before, he was not comfortable with the water and he did not finish. And Sukna Lake, for me, when I came out of the water, I remember I was just 5 minutes short of finishing it, at 5:10, 1:10, which is okay. Maybe I would not say it's a very good time, but I was so happy. I was so happy, and I had swam. And when I came out, I must tell you, I had swam 22 meter, 200 300 meters more than what I should have, because I did not know sighting so well. So sighting and one, but I was very comfortable. I was very
हाँ.
comfortable because I had finished well before time. उसमें मेरे को सांस आ गया, thank God, क्योंकि मुझे पता था cycling और running मैं कर लूंगा. But then I got onto the cycle. Now Tuffman again had a great cycling rack set up in the system, where very professionally done, and where you had to rack your cycles. And I remember a lot of
Hmm.
people getting scared कि यार अपनी cycle देनी चाहिए नहीं देनी चाहिए. But yes, Toughman people had 24 hours surveillance and made sure that those expensive cycles, because these events sometimes you have very expensive cycles also. So I was very happy to see that everything was intact, and they had got security, and they had people throughout the night also making sure that it was locked, well made, done, everything was set up on time, it was on spot, so it was very well done.
Hmm.
Then when we came out of the water, we ran across to the transition area, we got onto the cycles, we went on we did the first transition, we started cycling. And I remember everyone really cheering, and there was a lot of people there very happy that finally हमारा swim leg खत्म हो गया. मुझे नहीं पता बाकी लोग, मैं तो बहुत खुश हो गया था कि चलो I have finished it on time. I can really swim. That really boosted my confidence. I got onto the
I'm done with the
cycling.
tough part. Now it's my favorite part to do.
Yeah, now it's my favorite part. I will finish it well on time. So Chandigarh has very good roads. Fortunately for us, that
Roads.
Tuffman had selected a good good roads. They have they selected a loop where they had siphoned off the traffic. And because it can
Hmm.
get really dangerous with cleats on, because when you're racing, even though this is not a race, it's a race with your own self. But when you're wearing cleats, it can get dangerous on the road if there is traffic. But Toughman made sure that there was no traffic on the road. And they had so when we finished our cycling, got on to the transition tour near the hotel, I think the Oberoi's hotel was there. The
Overall.
I started running. Yeah, the Aprois was there, and then we started the transition to the cycling. The cycling spot was spot on. Cycling was very well. I like cycling, so finish हो गया था cycling in good time. मैंने इतना push भी नहीं किया था, because I knew running is going to come next. So zone 2 तक ही रखा था मैंने अपना heart rate. Then I went to running.
Hmm.
Running part, I'll tell you, it was very tough. So now I started realizing why it is called tough man. because when you're finishing 2 kilometers of swimming, and when you finish 90 kilometers of cycling, and someone says now you do have to do a half
Hmm.
marathon. So, and on top of that, the weather was really treacherous that
A
day.
time bound.
So uh, yeah, it was time bound भी तो था ही, but साथ में weather बहुत treacherous था. I think 8.5 hours time limit, and it is a reasonably good time to give to an athlete. Like if you do everything leisurely, you will be able to finish. So 8.5 hours is an apt time that Toughman 113 has given to the athletes. Uh, if you're a very fit guy, you can look anything less than 6 hours or 6.5 hours. If you're averagely fit, you can look at something like 7. अगर नहीं भी फिट हो 8 साढ़े 8 घंटे तक हो जाना चाहिए, नहीं तो आप इवेंट नहीं आना, आपको थोड़ा ट्रेन और करना चाहिए इवेंट करने के लिए. सो इट्स 8.5 इज वेरी गुड टाइम. सो
Prepare yourself better. Come the next time.
या एंड बट एक बात है कि टफमैन ने टाइम रखा हुआ है अगस्त जब ये इवेंट होता है. एंड द वेदर वाज वेरी नाइस द प्रीवियस डे, बट द रेन गॉड हैड द रेन द प्रीवियस डे, एंड इट वाज स्काई क्लियर कर दिया था. तो स्काई क्लियर
Hmm.
किया तो सन वाज ऑन द टॉप. एंड इफ यू सी, अगर आप रनिंग करते साइकिल स्विमिंग कर लेते हैं, साइकिलिंग कर लेते हैं, तो रनिंग के टाइम यू विल हैव टू सी द सन. And I had not practiced in the sun
हाँ.
so much. And
Running in the
because
sun.
सुबह जब हम ट्रेनिंग करते हैं तो मॉर्निंग में 5 o'clock करेंगे या 6 o'clock करेंगे, तब भी सन इतना ज्यादा नहीं होता. एंड ड्यूरिंग द आफ्टरनून when the sun is up, your heart rate
At the
goes
peak.
up. So it was a even more challenge. Yes. And also because the weather being clear, and during the summertime you're doing this event, it started getting more challenging. And I remember, when we were running, saw a lot of people started to get slow. And I remember I started walking, and it was जब last के कुछ 5-10 किलोमीटर रह गए थे, so I started walking. I had finished 11 and a half kilometers, and I started walking. And I remember, because I had told my wife that this is the time I will be finishing. So you please come and pick me up. Not that time, maybe like 5 kilometers रह गए थे. So she this is the time you should pick me up. So she came and she saw me walking, and she told me that, Archit, come on. She cheered me on, and she walked with me for about 400 meters, and then she said, then I said, nahi, nahi, Arti, I'll run. And so she went to the hotel, and I started running. And I remember telling myself that someone had told me कि जब तक तुम अपने आप को ये नहीं पूछोगे ना ये मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ, तब तक तुमने वो लिमिट नहीं क्रॉस किया. तो उस दिन मैंने अपने आप को पूछा था कि Archit, why are you doing this to yourself? Why do you want to do this to yourself? Like, like, uh, I was totally exhausted. I think I think 80 kilos का था मैं उस टाइम पे. और 5 liters तो मैंने पानी lose कर दिया था body का. Anyways, I got on. I finally finished. But the feeling of that finish was so good, so exhilarating, so lovely that I could not describe it in words. I felt really happy after finishing. And Tuffman had, I was really impressed with the team because it was summertime and middle, in such a इतनी गर्मी में अभी भी टीम सबको इनकरेज कर रही थी. और वहां जाके उन्होंने मेडल सेरेमनी की, वहां पे जाके लंच खिलाया सबको. उसके बाद भी आई रिमेम्बर एक बंदा कोलैप्स कर गया था सन की वजह से, एंड उसका इन्होंने इतना ध्यान रखा. दे इंश्योर्ड उसको मालिश वालिश कर रहे थे, उसको छाव में रख के उसको रीस्टेट किया. वो उठ गया. एंड ही डिड अ वेरी गुड. मतलब आपकी टीम ने बहुत अच्छा. एंड नॉट ओनली दैट, आई विल टेल यू अनदर क्रेजी थिंग दैट हैपेंड विद मी पर्सनली. आपने सारे दिन ये इवेंट किया है, उसके बाद मेरी गाड़ी फंस गई थी कीचड़ में, ठीक है. उसके बाद टफमैन की टीम आई है, उन्होंने मेरी गाड़ी वहां से निकाली है, जबकि सब लोग थक गए थे, ठीक है. और आई थिंक टफमैन वाले लोग, टफमैन की सारी टीम भी थक गई थी और सब इवेंट खत्म हो गया था. उसके बाद भी टफमैन की टीम आई है, उन्होंने मुझे निकाला है वहां से, गाड़ी को निकाला है, और हम फिर वहां से घर गए. एंड आई रिमेम्बर that was very special. Ki Tuffman does not only make sure that you have a great time on the track, off the track they're also making sure that behind the scenes
off the track too.
Sure, off the track too. So it was really lovely.
Talking about off the track, Archit, can you just tell us more about how was the recovery and the physio part once you were done with your finish line?
So the thing is that when I was done with this event, I did not take any physio or any kind of stretching sessions from the team, even though Tuffman had provided them. There was a team of people who were doing the physio, but I did not take, because me and my friend who were participating, we do our own stretching sessions after the event. So because we know our body is best. Okay. And actually, I have a personal physio, Dr. Asim, who looks after my physio work. He's part of the Indian cricket team. Closely with him for my sessions. So he's given me a protocol that I have to do. So I would normally follow him. But yes, but your team had very good professional physios there at the event. But I love the food. I love the fact that when we finished, you guys had very good arrangements. I enjoyed the food thoroughly. After burning about 4,000 calories, 4,500 calories approximately, we went and gorged on the food that you had provided. So thank you, Tuffman, for the lovely food and post the event.
It is always, we always feel happy to be there with the participants, be there with the runners in the field, of the track, in any kind of support, be it recovery, physio, hydration points, field marshals, security, taking care of your belongings, doing the right transitions. and your not only you also have a good experience, but also your family had a good experience as you.
Yes, absolutely. My Tuffman normally chooses good locations for their events, and they've always, and it's more like a family outing, and rather than you have given an see. I have done many events. I have done now. I've done international events. I have done local events in my state.
Hmm.
I organize events sometimes myself, so I know the hard work that goes into the background, that you it's not just about giving people you know कि फिजियो एक रख लिया या आपने हाइड्रेशन थोड़े दो तीन
Yeah.
पॉइंट्स में रख ली. There's a lot of work that goes into this. You have to make sure that the track is good. On the day कोई भी अनएक्सपेक्टेड इवेंट हो सकता है, वेदर से या कोई आउटसाइड से. You know what, see, इट्स लाइक आप जब आप शादी करते हैं ना, तो आप ब्लू लेवल रख लो या रेड लेवल रख लो, गाली तो आपको पड़ेगी. ठीक है, तो उसी तरीके से ना आप इवेंट करते हो, तो
No doubt.
आप हाइड्रेशन हर 2 किलोमीटर के बाद रख लो या हर 5 किलोमीटर के बाद रखो, या आप जेल्स रखो या आप इंटरनेशनल सिस की जेल्स रखो या कोई भी चीज रखो, आप हर चीज कर दोगे ना, तब भी आपको गाली पड़ेगी. पर मैं आपको एक चीज बता सकता हूँ कि आई हैव डन मेनी इवेंट्स, बट टफमैन हैज अ वेरी प्रोफेशनल अप्रोच टू दीज इवेंट्स. I had never, no point of my running journey or my cycling journey, I did not feel that there was no support from Tuffman. They had people. See, सिर्फ मैंने कई कई जगहों पे ऐसा लगता था कि जैसे रूट हमें पता नहीं चलेगा हमें कैसे करना है चेंज. तो उस सेक्शन में लोगों ने, टफमैन वालों ने बंदे रखे हुए थे कि बताने के लिए, नहीं, यू हैव टू गो स्ट्रेट और यू हैव टू गो.
Yeah.
किसी सेक्शन में हमें नहीं पता चलता था कि जैसे कंफ्यूजन हो रही थी कि अब क्या हमारे लूप्स पूरे हो गए हैं कि नहीं हो गए, बिकॉज सम पीपल माइट नॉट हैव sports watches, because even though we are as athletes are expected to have our own Garmin's or Apple watches or any sports watch which have the distances, but Tuffman had made sure that आप जब लूप्स पूरे कर रहे हैं, उन्होंने एक बंदे रखे हुए थे कि अगर आपके वॉच ना भी हो तब भी आप ट्रैक कर सकते थे कि आप किस
Banda will
डिस्टेंस पे
inform you.
पहुंचे. या अ पर्सन विल इन्फॉर्म यू एंड ही विल आस्क. वो आपके नोट्स, आपके बिब नंबर से देख के बता सकता था कि ये आपने कितने लूप्स पूरे कर दिए हैं. तो और इतनी गर्मी में बंदों को बिठाना, तो ये डेडिकेशन नहीं है तो क्या है. मतलब आई थिंक इट वाज अ गुड थिंग. ओनली थिंग आई थिंक थोड़ी सी रह गई थी कि वो जो इनकी गलती, जो टफमैन की गलती नहीं थी, कि गर्मी बहुत लगी थी उस दिन, तो हमारी क्लास लग गई थी. बट nonetheless it was an enjoyable.
So Tuffman always ensures to give the best of the experience to the runners and their family members and all the volunteers who are there with us. Not just the experience, but they ensure that they make the ends meet by even taking care of the permission at the very last minute. And in Chandigarh for the triathlon, the Punjab Police did a very good support through the entire event a day before, because that very next day, Modi ji was supposed to come and they wanted all the security clearance. वो चीजें भी रहती हैं,
Yeah.
बट हाँ, इन सब के चलते ये सारा इवेंट कराना, इन सबको खुश करना, it's what Tuffman does.
Yeah, Tuffman is not only tough on the field, off the field also.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So, this was Tuffman Archit Puri. We all wish him all the best for the next upcoming Ironman that he is going to be participating in Kazakhstan along with his brand new cycles. What are the next plans that you have, Archit, after the Ironman Kazakhstan?
So basically, when I finished Tuffman, I did 70.3 Ironman in Goa, and thanks to Tuffman, I was able to finish it in very good time. So I improved my time from there, and my swimming also was on point. After by that time, I had learned to swim properly, and now I got very confident, and I finished it in 6 hours, less than 6.5 hours. and
Hmm.
which is very good. And now now I'm planning to do full Ironman in Kazakhstan this year. On the 2nd of July, we are going. Me and my friends are going, and we're going to, raise our Indian flag and make our country proud. And we will be doing this event, and in this, it's going to be double of what last year was. So 4 kilometers of swimming with 180 kilometer cycling and
Cycling, 42 kilometers of
40
running.
running. So that is what we're going to do this year, and this is the main scary goal that I've kept for this year. But you are right, there is something more that I planned on. After finishing this, maybe we'll do Comrades, which is a 90-kilometer run, and
Hmm.
maybe do an ultra triathlon, which
Tuffman.
is double of Ironman. Let's see. But right now, I think the scariest goal for me is the full Ironman. So not many people in the country
Sure.
have done this. So it's going to be a great moment for
Certainly,
me.
we wish you the best for luck for Tuffman Archit Puri. Summary of the session, I would like to just give a few glimpses to the audience. Always have a scary goal. Have your friends who can criticize you and do not want to take the criticism. Put the best foot forward, no matter how much time you have, no matter if you have learned swimming or not. Go for it. Learn within a span of 1 month. Be disciplined, be consistent, be adamant towards your goal, and finally, when you achieve it, have a smile on your face like Tuffman Archit Puri.
Yeah, I think Shivam, you put it on point. So I love the way you've summarized it. Exactly.
Any
All right.
last words from the Tuffman for the audience?
If you want to, if you want to do well in sports or anything in life, do a marathon, do a Toughman event. You will learn the value of time management, and you learn how to do everything. If you do anything consistently, you will get to your goal. So I think that's what attracts me to marathons and triathlons and Toughman, because Toughman gives you the opportunity. So yeah, I think that puts it right for this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Archit.